Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Larry Bodenheimer and today we are reviewing MSILHeracles. This is a 32-bit Trojan and is an extension of MSIL, which we've already reviewed on this channel. If we take a look at this in virus total, we have 45 out of 73 detections. It was last analyzed a moment ago, which was my reanalysis, but if we look in details, this was first submitted yesterday. So if we go over to detections, we have 45. Here are your family labels, your popular threat label, and here are your tags. Spreader, assembly, persistence, calls WMI, detects debug environment, which I've not seen it do, long sleeps, checks memory available, checks disk space, and malware. Wow, what a shock there, right? So, who is detecting this? We've got Avast, AVG, Avira, get out of the way, Bitdefender, and what are the big names that we have here? We got CrowdStrike, Falcon, MCSoft, ESET, Google, GData, Malwarebytes, McAfee, even Palo Alto, that's a plus. Microsoft, what else have we got here? Symantec, even Tencent, and Sophos. So who's not detecting this? Well, we've got ClamAV, and we have Kaspersky yet again. They actually didn't detect the last malware that we analyzed either. Now, this one has only been out for about a day, so, maybe some leeway can be given there. Kind of understandable, but the last one was a month and a half old. So I'll definitely be submitting this to Kaspersky at the end of this video as well. And I don't see any other big names except for Webroot. We'll go to details. We have the MD5, the SHA-1, and the SHA-256, and I will put this in the comment section down below as well. That way you don't actually have to read this and write it or type it one character at a time. Creation time is the year 2051. Kind of doubtful of that. The first submission was yesterday, and the last submission and analysis was me about 20 minutes ago. Here's your executable names. One is executable.exe, and the rest are a random string of characters. And this is the one that I have. If we go to relations, we have 5 contacted domains. We've got a Fastly link, a Microsoft, strompraise.ru, which is Russian, Windows Update bg.s.llnwi.net, and that's on GoDaddy with surprisingly no connections, and it was created 11 years ago. Interesting. And then Microsoft.com. Contacted IPs, we do have one that immediately sticks out. That's from Denmark, or is that Germany? No, I think that's actually Germany. And this is 45. We have 6 execution parents. Almost all of them are malicious. We have a download.txt, which is a PowerShell, and then we've got bin2, GitHub scam. I don't know why you'd put that as the name, but okay. Executable, L6E, and then a random string here. 4 bundled files, but they're all either okay or have not been scanned. 3 dropped files, a policy test, an executable.log, and executable, which is malicious. And if we go to behavior, again, I don't spend much time in behavior on this channel, but if you want to pause and take a look at this for yourself, you are more than able to do so. Here is 1 sandbox detection, and we have 1 critical, 1 medium, and 1 low crowdsourced Sigma rule, as well as 1 high and 1 low crowdsourced IDS rule. And if we go to community, we can see that Jaffa and Cur88 have both been here, as well as a comment from Joe Security for Joe Sandbox. Now that we've taken a look at that, let's go ahead and look at the tools we'll be using for this video. We have Process Hacker. I will go ahead and move that over here to the top right corner and get it ready for analysis, as well as lower the Firefox task, the Wireshark task, and the Zooey task. We also have Fiddler, which I have in the top left. As a matter of fact, I will go ahead and restart this. Go ahead and remove all, click go. Process Monitor, which we have in full screen. Zooey, which we also have in full screen. And Wireshark, which I will reset as well. And Settings, which I can go ahead and close. Before we run the malware, last thing we're going to do is click Properties. We have no certificates and no details. So no points there. Well, we do have a file version, 1.0.0.0, but no description, no product name, no copyright. I'll give it 1 point for adding the most brain-dead file version possible. But that's all you're getting from me. And of course in the previous versions. Alright, so let's go ahead and get Process Hacker ready, and let's go ahead and run the malware. Do you want to allow this app from an unknown publisher to make changes to your device? Sure, why not? So we're going to run that, and it is going to open under Explorer. It opens a PowerShell with a con host, and then immediately deletes those two processes. And I will go ahead and let you know right off the bat, this is going to take a little bit of time to drop some files, so just be prepared to wait some time. That is a bunch of redirects, but 142.202.245. Yeah, it doesn't have anything to do with this, I'm pretty sure. But here is that IP that we pointed out that it was malicious. I immediately recognize it. It's sending data over TLS v1. The IP is 45.11.229.26. So if I apply a direct IP address filter for that, 229.96, we go over here, we have a client hello, we have a certificate request, a client key exchange. What else do we have here? Not much as of right now. But while that's still running, let's go ahead and remove that filter. We're going to scroll all the way down here. We're getting a bunch of TCP retransmissions from this IP. I don't think that has anything to do with the malware itself. I think that's just a red herring. But I will go ahead and analyze that in Abuse IPDB, just in case I'm wrong. We're going to go ahead and minimize this window so that we could fit it over here. Go ahead and click cancel. We're going to go to Abuse IPDB, and we'll go ahead and shove that IP address in here, 142.202. And we do see some new processes opening, mostly under service hosts, so let's keep an eye on Process Hacker, 242.45. So if we go to Abuse IPDB, it was found in the database, reported 2 times confidence of abuse is 0. Now, I never trust the confidence of abuse. That doesn't really mean anything to me. But it has a attack, KKI, I don't know what that means, but we have an unauthorized connection attempt with brute force, and this is a port scan. Interesting. And the reason I don't trust this confidence of abuse, we've only used Abuse IPDB, I think once or twice on the channel, and every time that we've done it, it has not shown any confidence of abuse, and the other one showed 3%, so I'm not paying attention to this. Could be associated with the malware. I didn't notice this in testing, though, which is why I'm thinking this might be a red herring. But it's starting to show up now, so something to keep in mind. We may return to this, but next we're going to go ahead and we're going to visit 45.11.229.96. And if we go to that, this was not found in the database. So this is under Datalix, and this is in Germany. So that should end the confusion between Denmark and Germany. But this is obviously the C2 server, and if it's not obvious, from the bajillion packets that are being sent back and forth to it at random intervals, you know, maybe that's a red herring, right? Okay, well, it also has the detection on Wireshark. That could be a false positive. You know, fair enough. Let's go ahead and go to whois. So let's put in 45.11.229.96. This is the RIPE database query service. We have Datalix, admin-c, the inetnum is here. That's fine. That's not really important. Created in 2022. Person Florian Kolb. Information related. Okay. The thing that's immediately telling me this is a C2 is just the amount of connections that we're getting. But maybe we didn't get much information from IPDB because not found in the database. And it was updated here 27 minutes ago, which means someone's already checked it on whois. But, you know, maybe that's not enough for you either. Let's try to connect directly to it. So 45.11.229.96. And I did not do this in testing, so I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen. But if we hit enter, nothing happens. It looks like it's trying to make a connection, but, you know, not really getting much from that. We're also getting some TCP retransmissions from 45.11. So Do with this information as you will. One thing I'm noticing about this is it's not dropping any files, which is odd because it's supposed to be dropping files and it does not seem to have done so yet. So I'm not entirely sure why that is. Again, say it with me, things happen differently in recording than what happens in testing. It is still sending packets, so maybe it just hasn't finished installing itself, or it hasn't finished sending, the recommended or requested data that it needs. I don't really know, because there's not really much deep delving we can do with dynamic analysis. But I am curious as to why this hasn't executed its child processes yet, and it definitely should be. So for now, let's go ahead and we're going to stop this one. Immediately, we're going to save it as 1, and then we're going to start it again. And while that's running, I'm going to shove this through Zooey. So let's go to Import Data, Documents, Win.PCAPNG, and that's going to analyze in the background. And while it does that, we can also take a look at Process Monitor. So I'm going to apply 2 filters. One is going to be Operation is Create File. And then the other one is going to be process name is, and then we're going to go to desktop, rename, copy. Actually, we're going to do Control A to select the .exe as well. Copy, paste, add, OK, and we have 9 million events, so it might take a little bit of time, but that's fine. And it still has not dropped its child process. That's very interesting to me, but we'll keep an eye on it. And here we go, we have connection refused over here. Connection could not be made because the target machine actively refused it on port 80. So let's go ahead and delete these pages. We don't really need these anymore. And we'll take a look at what is in here. And if this doesn't drop its child processes by the time we're done looking in here, then I'm going to restart the machine and see if it drops those processes after system restart. So we've got the prefetch here, which has been deleted. We're going to expand the path names here a little bit. So we've got an exe.config, which was deleted as well. A bunch of DLLs, which we're familiar with. We got some access to Microsoft.net. Interesting enough. All right, this is all fine. And I'm probably not going to look at all of this because there's 1,200 events, and it's probably going to be making more. But we'll come back to that. What else has not been found? We've got a new one, wbem com.in.dll. Okay, well, you've seen that before. Here we go, we have something new. Okay, so we've got tzeqis.exe and .dll, and it looks like it makes its own path, which has been deleted. That was not on VirusTotal, and I did not see that in testing because I didn't use this in testing. It looks like it also copies PowerShell.exe to the desktop and promptly deletes it. Probably using that for something, if I had to guess. Name not found for secure32.dll. Encrypt is fine. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Path not found. And here are the things that it looks like it's trying to access. So the malware itself is definitely working because we see the things that it's trying to access. So if we take a look through here, we've got Chromium, Brave, Edge, Google, Iridium, Tencent's browser, the QQ browser, Maple Studio, not sure what that is. Scent browser, 7-star, Vivaldi, Shaydot, Elements browser, Cometa, Ucuz Media with URAN, Epic Privacy browser, Labal, Sleipnir 5, and you may have realized already, if you've seen my video on MSIL, these are the same. Now, I think I do see a few new ones here, like Iridium and 7-star, and maybe Scent browser. I don't think those, it was trying to pull the information on that for MSIL. But with MSILHeracles, it looks like it do be making those connections. So I'll just quickly skim through here, and if I see any new ones, I even recognize the mail.ru atom. But if I recognize any new ones, Oh, here we go. We've got a new extension. Okay. So just to check, if I go to Edge and I look at the extensions, extensions, manage extensions, Google Docs offline. This extension enhances your offline experience and comes pre-installed with your device. I don't see any other installed thingies. Is that the same ID? It looks familiar. Yeah, that's the same ID, I'm pretty sure. So it looks like it's just trying to pull information off of that extension. Yeah, that's the same one. Okay. So it didn't create a new extension. It was just trying to pull information off of an old one, but it had not been used. We can go ahead and close MS Edge. We don't need that anymore. And it's just taking up space. Let's terminate that tree. And let's minimize this again. And what else do we have here? Safe browser, that's with Edge. Fine, I don't really care about anything with Edge. Edge Wallet. I didn't know Edge Wallet was even a thing, so there you go. New information has been acquired. We've got atomic local storage, level DB. And here it looks like your cryptocurrencies are here. And we've got Telegram Desktop, telegram.exe. Ledger Live. Now that is new. I don't remember seeing that in the other testing. Ledger Live's probably something to do with crypto, if I had to guess. But we can look this up. Ledger Live. Yeah, crypto wallet app. Okay. So there you go. Your cryptos do not be safe with this one. I'd like to see what that file did. The one that was immediately deleted. I think it started with a Q. Should be up here somewhere. Gotta find it. Should have a path not found. Where the heck is that? Need to find it. Needs to be here somewhere. I'm not seeing it here, so maybe it's past those? Oh, here it is. Here it is. The TZEQIS.exe. Let's quickly look and see if that did anything. TZEQIS.exe. Add. Okay. I'm just going to do a filter on that. And if you've been paying attention, it actually hasn't created any new events. So I'm not entirely sure why this just stopped and didn't pull the new child processes from the C2 server. We also don't have any events here. So I think what I'll do is I'll forcibly end this, and then we can see if this actually restarts itself. But let's go ahead and terminate this process. Now, it does allow us to do so. Doesn't say anything like access is denied or anything like that. And it does not seem to be reopening. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and re-execute the program. Just really quick and see if it reaches out this time. Because it did not do so last time. Let's go ahead and run as administrator yet again. So we've got it open again. It should do PowerShell and conhost. So now that it's done that, let's go ahead and take a look at something in VirusTotal. I'm kind of worried because this has happened before that the C2 might have shut down during testing. I don't think it did this time because instead of giving me like a 400 error, it just gave me a connection refused. So let's try it. Let's go ahead and open this in the new tab in VirusTotal. So here are the people that are detecting it, and I'll go ahead and have this take up half the page, not the whole page, but half of it. It's detected by AlphaSoc, Anti-AVL, ArcSight Threat Intelligence, Bitdefender, SciRadar, GData, and AlphaMountain.ai finds it suspicious. So if we go to details, we got your Florian Kolb here. So we got some whois information. Here's 12 communicating files. But I'm not seeing if this is actually open. So let's maximize this, reanalyze it, and see if it'll actually tell us if the server is up and running. And if this doesn't work, I do have another idea, but I kind of doubt that that'll work either. But either way, it shouldn't take too long to analyze this, and then we'll take a look at what is available in Zui. And then we'll save this and analyze that one and see if there's anything new. So it still has not opened its child processes. So just in case it doesn't, what it did was it opened reg services for assembly, and then it actually killed this process and opened the same process in a different name under app data roaming, as well as 3 other malicious samples. I don't like to spoil things like this, but the reason I tell you now is because unfortunately at this point I don't think that it's actually going to do that. But what it did was, if we go to app data roaming, so let's go to this PC, and we go to C, users, Larry Bodenheimer, and we go to, I'm looking for each like service host that opens and closes because I'm hoping to be proved wrong. If we go to hidden files and we went to app data and roaming, there should be, okay, look at this. So it actually has this program name in roaming. It's been saved to here, but it's not creating those other processes. And just to show that this is the same one, we go to properties, it's the exact same thing, the same original file name. So do that as you will, and it's not telling us. So what I will do is, last ditch effort, isitdownrightnow.com. I'm pretty sure this only works with domains and not IP addresses. But if we try it, I can at least say that I'm thorough. And it looks like it's trying to make a connection. I don't know if it'll actually work. Oh, it's done. Okay, I think it just completely gave up. We try again. Yeah, it's not doing anything. Okay. IP address. Is it up IP address? Let me see if I can find a new website. Instant IP address lookup. IP address lookup. IP location lookup. What is my IP? Okay, that's not really telling me anything that I need. So we'll know if it doesn't pull any information off of it. But what I'll do is we'll take a look in Zooey, and then I will pull the new scan off of Wireshark and analyze that as well. So let's go to the query pool, and it should immediately, and no, it doesn't. Okay. It should have immediately had an alert up here, but I won't spoil that for you in case it's in the other one. We do have app player wrong direction first data. We can ignore that. I'm not too concerned with that. We do have a notice here. And this notice, SSL certificate validation failed with unable to get local issuer certificate. So let's minimize that. And I'm not seeing any other errors. Oh, here we go. Alert 1. ET malware generic async rat style SSL cert domain observed use for C2 detected. This was not here during testing. This is not the one I thought it was going to be. I love when things change, like within minutes. And then here we've got Suricata TLS invalid record and traffic. It's probably going to be the same with the rest of these, and I won't pay too much attention to that. Let's go to this notice here. We've got another certificate validation failed. The sub, it looks like China, so keep that in mind. We got alert 3, and this is app player wrong direction. Fair enough. And yeah, we don't have much from that, but that doesn't mean that we're not going to get anything from this one. So let's go ahead and stop it. Save under 2. Save. Start analyzing again. And this will be the last time that we analyze, I promise. Let's go to Zooey. I couldn't remember the name. Import data. 2.pcapng. This one might take a little longer. Now, I'm going to try this again, because we've had a video where trying to connect to it twice within 2 minutes produced different results. But I've got a feeling it's just going to show... This isn't even the right IP, brain. That it's going to show connection refused again. So we try to connect to it. It's, again, stuttering, not doing anything, at least visibly, and then it's most likely going to show connection refused. So if we take a look in Zooey, this is still analyzing, and this is kind of a problem, because compared to other programs, this works really fast. It just doesn't really work very fast for, like, video recording. It is starting to work its way up there, though. I'd say it's almost done. Once this bar starts moving, it's going to start making great progress. So that's good to see. Unfortunately, this is not... that's not dropping those child processes that I wanted to show. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the query pool this time. So we have 9 shapes. We got a bunch more information, though. So I'll take a look at the alerts and notices. And as of right now, we don't have any. That is extremely worrying. Let's keep looking. We've got some SSL, some files, connections, DNS. That is extremely... Oh, we got more. Okay. That's good. 2,821 total rows. I'm going to go a little bit faster. Just a little bit. It should be in red or orange or yellow. Oh, here we go. So we got alert 3. At player wrong direction. That's fine. This is probably going to be the same. I'm not going to pay much attention to those. HTTP. Okay, well, we can see HTTP in Fiddler, so I'm not too concerned with that either. Alert 1. So we've got that async rat style SSL certificate again. We've got a notice. Invalid certificate. Well, we've seen that before. And let's just scroll to the bottom. I really don't think we're going to get anything from this, though. We've got another notice. Oh, too little traffic. Only observed 0 TCP acknowledgements and was expecting at least 1. And this comes from... Well, no. Okay. Well, that was pointless, but thanks, I guess. And then we've got another invalid certificate. So we're not going to get anything until it starts dropping those other child processes. Because this is supposed to be a Trojan and a dropper. So we're going to do one more thing. It says this has persistence, so I was going to restart the machine anyway. Let's go ahead and restart the computer, see if it's true to its word, and then we're going to see if it drops these child processes. What I'll most likely do is I will show the computer restarting and see if it actually shows up in Process Hacker. Even if it doesn't, at that point, I'll pause the video, run it again now that the computer's restarted, and just make sure that it doesn't drop those child processes in the background. So it shouldn't take too long to restart. And get a little sip of water. All right. Go ahead and open the computer. Okay. SOC. Process Hacker. Go, 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 go. Do we see anything suspicious? Get out of the way. I did not mean to click that. And I'm not immediately seeing anything suspicious. User init.exe. Oh, there it is. SIH client open that time as well. And it looks like this does actually have persistence. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to open this in Wireshark as well. I'm not going to open Zooey until I know that this is going to do something suspicious. But I'm going to give it a couple minutes, see if it drops its child processes. And if it does, I'll resume the video. If it doesn't, I'll come back anyway, and we'll go ahead and close this one out. Okay, so I've given it a couple of minutes, and unfortunately it does not seem to have changed at all. Now, I did also open this in Task Manager because I wanted to see just exactly how it was detecting the debug environment. Didn't do anything for my tools, but since it was proven to have persistence, I thought I'd try something extremely simple. I have this open, and not only is it not executing itself until Task Manager closes and like running checks to see if it's still open, it's not even trying to hide itself in Task Manager. So whatever it's doing to detect any debug environment, I don't know. But I did just want to show this, and whatever it's doing, if anything, is not working. But I've also tried stopping the program and re-executing it again after computer restart, and nothing is causing it to happen. So before we close this video out, I'm going to go ahead and show the programs that were showing up over here in VirusTotal. So if we go to Relations, we do have 6 execution parents. So we've got an S2, I downloaded a GitHub scam, and I saw this one, and I saw this one. And I saw both of these in the app data roaming folder. And I did not see that one. I saw a couple others with random names. They were all random strings. None of them had any like actual names to them. I didn't see a GitHub scam, a download, an S2, or anything like that at all. It was just 4 random strings. One was actually reminiscent of another malware that had been reviewed on this channel, but I'm not entirely sure what the name of it was. Now, I don't want to say the wrong one, get it wrong, and then look like an idiot. But if we go to if we go to app data and roaming again, let's go to this PC, local disk, users, my name, app data, roaming, we can see that this is still the only program that's in the folder. And if we want to check local, there's nothing suspicious here. And if we want to check local low, we're just going to have Microsoft and nothing suspicious in here either. So that is going to be it for MSILHeracles. I hope you guys did enjoy what we got out of the video anyway. If you guys are new to the channel, please make sure to subscribe and leave a comment in the comment section down below if there's something that I did not do in testing that you want to see for future videos. My name is Larry Bodenheimer. You guys have been amazing, and I will see you in the next one.